Diane, explain yourself. Now,
I'm not sure what you mean.
you showed up to my wedding, in white, after we banned you.
I'm still his mother, Lindsay. I had a right to be there.
Number you lost that right when you tried to humiliate me at our engagement dinner.
That was a misunderstanding.
You called me a gold digger. To my face. In front of everyone.
I was grieving. I wasn't thinking straight.
That excuse is old, Diane. We gave you a chance. You doubled down.
I just wanted to see my son get married. I sat quietly in the back. I didn't cause a scene.
You wore a white gown with a sheer veil and full makeup. You looked like you were ready to walk the aisle yourself.
It was a shawl, not a veil.
Do you think I'm stupid? You wanted attention. You got it.
I didn't say a word. I didn't stand up. I was quiet.
Someone told me guests went up to you thinking you were the bride. You said thank you.
I panicked. What was I supposed to say?
You were supposed to stay home.
Do you have any idea how much it hurt to be left out? To be told I wasn't welcome at my own son's wedding?
You earned that. You sowed that. You made everything about yourself from day one.
I gave Michael everything, and now I'm being erased.
You weren't erased. You were excluded because you're toxic. There's a difference.
I was a grieving widow trying to protect her son.
Number you were a controlling mother who couldn't handle not being in charge anymore.
That's unfair.
You think showing up in white was fair? You think hijacking the one day that wasn't about you was okay?
I didn't hijack anything. I didn't say a word to you or Michael.
But you knew. You knew that dress would set people off.
I wanted to look nice. I didn't think it would be such a big deal.
The wedding planner had to adjust the lighting so you didn't reflect like a disco ball.
Now you're just being cruel?
I'm being honest. This is what happens when boundaries are crossed.
Michael hasn't even called me.
He's disgusted. He saw the photos. He asked Claire if she could edit you out.
He really said that.
Yes. He doesn't even want to see your face in our album.
I just wanted to be there. One last time, before I lose him completely.
Then maybe you shouldn't have made our wedding about you.
I didn't plan that. I didn't expect to be noticed.
You wore the brightest white in a room full of neutrals. You were basically glowing.
I felt invisible. I thought no one would care.
Well, they cared. Facebook cared. Instagram cared.
What?
You're viral, Diane. You're the top post on wedding disasters right now.
No.
The caption says, MIL shows up in white and steals the show. Guess who cried more than the bride?
I didn't mean to.
But you did. You made yourself unforgettable. And unforgivable.
I wish you could understand. I felt like I was losing my son. I panicked.
You didn't lose him. You pushed him away.
So that's it? I'm just done? One mistake and I'm out of his life?
It wasn't one mistake. It was a warpath you walked with your eyes wide open.
I don't know how to fix this.
Start by leaving us alone. Let him be happy. Let us be happy.
You'll never forgive me, will you?
You wore white to my wedding, Diane. What do you think?
So that's it then? You block me from everything and expect me to just disappear.
I expected you to respect boundaries. Instead, you disrespected the biggest one we had.
I sat at the back. I didn't make a speech. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't even speak to Michael.
You didn't need to. Your presence screamed louder than any words ever could.
It's not like I gave a toast or ran up to the altar.
No, you just wore bridal white and cried dramatically enough to get on camera every 5 minutes.
I wasn't acting. I was genuinely emotional. That's my son.
And I'm his wife. But you've never respected that, have you?
I respected it enough to stay quiet. I could have said a lot that day, but I didn't.
Oh, please. You already said enough at the engagement party. You poisoned my image before we even got to the aisle.
I was grieving. Paul had just passed. I didn't handle it well. I admit that.
This isn't about Paul. This is about control. You didn't get to be center stage anymore, so you made sure to steal it back.
I didn't steal anything. That spotlight should have been big enough for both of us.
It's not a stage, Diane. It was my wedding. My only wedding.
And I wasn't even allowed to attend. How do you justify that?
Because you tried to destroy me, remember? You accused me of baby-trapping your son.
I was wrong. I was scared. Michael is my world.
And you thought losing him to a loving relationship was the same as losing him forever?
You don't understand what it's like. I built my life around that boy. You showed up and took over.
No, I didn't. I loved him. I loved him in a way that should have made you proud, not threatened.
I was proud. I just didn't want to be erased.
You weren't erased. You were asked to step aside for one day. You couldn't even do that.
Would you have done it? Would you stay away if your child was getting married?
If my presence would have caused pain? Absolutely. That's what love is. Knowing when to remove yourself.
I didn't know it would go this far. I thought maybe he'd see me in the back and smile. Maybe he'd be happy I came.
He didn't smile. He froze. He looked at me mid-vow and said, "Why is my mom here?"
He said that?
Yeah. And then he looked like he wanted to disappear.
Oh, God.
We had to hold hands tighter so people wouldn't see him shaking. He was embarrassed, Diane. He felt betrayed.
I didn't mean to hurt him, I swear.
But you did. Not just him. Me too. I looked into the crowd and saw a woman who spent a year trying to sabotage my future.
I didn't know how to let go. You don't get it. After Paul died, Michael became everything. My reason to wake up, my reason to breathe.
I do get it, but you weren't losing him. You were gaining another person who loved him.
I felt like a stranger in his life. After he met you, he started hiding things.
He was protecting me. From your comments, from your judgment.
I didn't know how to be soft. I only knew how to fight. I've been surviving so long I forgot how to live.
And now you're learning the cost of that.
I thought he'd come hug me after. I thought maybe you two would let me take a photo, just one.
A photo? You wanted a photo after crashing our wedding?
I didn't crash it, I witnessed it, quietly, painfully.
You didn't witness. You inserted yourself. That's not love, Diane. That's obsession.
You think I'm obsessed?
I think you confuse love with ownership. And Michael's not yours to own.
I lost so much in life, I just didn't want to lose him too.
But now you might have. Permanently. Because you didn't trust him enough to choose you on his own. You forced your way in.
He won't call me back. I've left voicemails, nothing.
He's hurt. He needs time.
He always said I was dramatic. I guess now I lived up to it.
I didn't want it to be like this. I tried to set boundaries so you could still be in our lives. You refused.
I felt like if I stepped back, I'd disappear completely.
You could have had a seat at our table, but you chose to set it on fire instead.
So what now? I'm the villain? Forever?
I'm not here to label you. I'm here to protect our peace.
And that peace doesn't include me.
Not until you learn that love doesn't mean control. It means support. Respect. Trust.
You think I can't change?
I think if you want to be part of our future, it starts with accountability. Not guilt trips.
What if I write a letter to both of you? No excuses, just truth.
Then maybe we'll read it. But don't expect forgiveness overnight.
I don't expect anything, not anymore. I just want to stop feeling like I ruined everything.
Then stop talking and start reflecting. We've said enough for today.
If I send the letter, you'll read it.
Only if it's honest. And only if it's not about you being the victim again.
Understood. I'll send it when I'm ready.
Take your time. But don't wait too long. Time doesn't pause for regret.
I've written the letter. It's honest. It's ugly, but it's the truth.
I haven't received anything.
I haven't sent it yet. I wanted to tell you first.
Why? To prepare me? Or to fish for reassurance before I even read it?
Because it's not about me anymore. I wanted to make sure you're open to it.
Let me stop you there. It's not about whether I'm open to it. It's about whether you can face what you've done. Without sugarcoating it.
I can. I've sat with it. I've read our last messages over and over. I hear myself now.
And what do you hear?
A woman grasping at control because she was terrified of being forgotten.
That sounds like a start.
I never realized how much damage I did until Michael sent me that message.
You mean the one where he asked for space?
Number the one he sent yesterday. He said, "I don't know if I can ever trust you again."
He showed it to me. He was crying. Said it felt like grieving someone who's still alive.
He said I made him feel like a pawn in my battle against you. That broke me.
Because it's true. You never hated me. You hated losing power.
I didn't know how to love without conditions.
And now you do?
I'm trying to learn. That's all I can say.
Learning doesn't undo what's already burned.
Number, but maybe it stops me from burning anything else.
That depends on what you wrote in that letter.
I wrote about everything. The engagement dinner, the dress, the comments I made about your family.
Did you admit you tried to turn Michael against me?
I did. I said I feared you'd replace me, so I poisoned his image of you first.
That's more honesty than I expected.
I also wrote about the white dress, how I stared at it for hours before putting it on.
So you did it intentionally.
I don't know if I did it to hurt you or to feel relevant again, but yes, it wasn't an accident.
I appreciate the admission. Doesn't make it less cruel. But at least now we're not pretending.
I didn't want to lie anymore. I've lied to myself long enough.
So what now? You send the letter and suddenly we're all healed?
Number, I send the letter and then I wait. That's all I can do.
You don't get to control how or if we respond.
I know. I'm not expecting anything, just hoping.
You're hoping Michael forgets how humiliated he felt seeing you in that room?
I'm hoping he remembers that I'm still his mother, that I'm capable of growth.
You don't get to use motherhood as a shield anymore. Not after everything.
Then what am I supposed to use? I have nothing else left.
You use honesty, accountability, and silence when needed.
Silence is unbearable.
Not as unbearable as betrayal.
It wasn't betrayal, it was desperation.
That's just a dressed-up word for sabotage.
Do you think he'll ever let me back in?
I think he wants to, but he's afraid.
Afraid of me or afraid of being hurt again?
Both. And I don't blame him.
I miss him. I miss the sound of his voice, his laugh, even the way he used to roll his eyes at my stories.
You should have thought of that before putting your pride above his peace.
So I'm beyond redemption, is that what you're saying?
I'm saying redemption doesn't come from words. It comes from silence, from patience, from waiting in the background without needing to be seen.
I don't know how to be invisible.
Then learn. Because right now, the only thing he needs is space.
And you, do you hate me?
I hated what you did. I hated what you made me feel. But I don't know if I hate you. Not yet.
I wish I could undo it, I really do.
Wishing is easy. Living with the consequences is the hard part.
What would you do if it were your mother?
I'd tell her to grow up. And then I'd wait to see if she actually did.
I'm not sure I know how.
Then start small. Step 1, don't message again tonight.
You're serious?
Yes. Let Michael breathe. Let me breathe. Let the silence speak for once.
Okay, I won't message again, not until you're ready.
We'll see if that's true. But thanks for saying it.
Good night, Lindsay.
Good night, Diane.
I sent it.
When?
This morning, around 8.
He read it.
And
He didn't say much. Just sat there for a long time, staring at the screen.
did he cry?
Number just quiet. He didn't move for like 10 minutes.
That's worse.
Probably.
He hasn't replied.
Not yet.
What do you think that means?
I think he's exhausted.
From me?
From everything. From trying to keep the peace when the war came from his own family.
I wrote the truth. I didn't hold back.
I know. And for what it's worth, I felt it.
You read it too?
He let me. He asked me to read it out loud.
He what?
He said he couldn't read it himself. That hearing it might hurt less.
Oh my God, I never wanted to break him like that.
But you did. Bit by bit, over time.
There was a part in the letter. I almost deleted it. The part where I admitted I wished he hadn't proposed at all.
He flinched when I read that.
I wrote it because I needed to name it. I needed to face the ugliest truth.
And you think naming it makes it okay?
Number, I think naming it is the first step to never becoming that woman again.
That woman still showed up to our wedding in white.
I'll regret that until my last breath.
He asked me if I thought he was broken.
He's not. He's hurt, not broken. There's a difference.
He said, "She made me feel like loving someone meant betraying her."
I read that sentence in my own head 1,000 times. It haunts me.
It should.
What did you say to him?
I said he was allowed to grieve the mother he thought he had.
You didn't have to say that.
I did. Because maybe now you'll understand what it means to love without a grip.
Do you think he'll talk to me again?
He said he'll reply. Eventually.
Did he say when?
Number, he said, when I don't shake reading her name.
That's what I've become, a tremor in his hands.
Yes.
I don't know how to live with that.
Then change. Keep changing. Quietly. Not with messages, not with performances, with actions that don't need applause.
Will you tell him I'm trying?
I already did. But I told him I'd stop defending you too.
You defended me.
Not often, but sometimes. In moments where I saw something still human in you. Something that could be saved.
And now?
Now it's up to you to make that real. Not me. Not him. Just you.
I want to fix things.
Then stop wanting and start doing. Quietly, alone.
I wake up and I check my phone. I fall asleep holding it, just in case.
You can't force healing. It doesn't happen on your clock.
What do I do with all this guilt?
Feel it. Let it marinate. Let it teach you what shame without defense feels like.
I feel like a ghost, like I'm floating outside the house of my own family.
You built that distance. You walked outside and slammed the door behind you.
He used to text me every day about nothing, memes, breakfast, random clouds.
I remember. And I remember the first time he paused mid-text and said, "Should I tell her I'm with Lindsay?"
Because he thought I'd judge him.
Because he knew you would.
I didn't know how scared he was of my disapproval.
Then you didn't know your own child.
I thought I did.
You knew the boy, not the man, not the partner, not the husband.
Can I ever know him again?
Only if you stop trying to mold him into who he was.
I want to meet the version of him that you love, the one he became with you.
Then you'll have to earn your way back, inch by inch.
That's fair.
One more thing.
What is it?
No more comments about how he used to be. Every time you bring up who he was, you erase who he is.
I understand. No more living in memory.
Start living an apology. Without saying the word sorry 100 times. Show it.
I will, starting today.
Don't tell me. Tell yourself. And maybe one day you'll get the chance to tell him.
He still hasn't replied.
Number.
It's been days. I'm trying to give him space, but it feels like I'm watching the door hoping for someone who already left.
Then stop staring at the door. Start sweeping the floor around it.
What does that mean?
It means stop obsessing over the reply and focus on becoming someone worth replying to.
You make it sound like I'm unworthy.
Not unworthy, just not ready.
He's my son. I raised him. I know his laugh, his nightmares, his favorite cereal.
And yet you didn't know how close he was to cutting you off forever.
That's what I can't understand. How we got from bedtime stories to this.
Time, pain, and choices.
He always said I was his anchor, even when Paul died. I kept him steady.
Maybe that anchor started to feel like a chain.
You're not wrong, and I hate that you're not wrong.
Then don't hate it. Learn from it.
I've been writing again. Not messages, just thoughts. Pages full of regrets and realizations.
That's good. But don't expect that to fix what's broken. It's not about the writing. It's about the changing.
I got a letter today from him.
What? You didn't say anything?
Because it wasn't to me.
Then.
It was addressed to Paul.
His father?
Yes, Michael wrote him a letter and sent it to me.
That's unexpected. What did it say?
I shouldn't tell you, but I will. Because you're part of this too.
Go on.
He wrote, "Dad, I wish you were here to help me forgive her." He wrote, "She stood where you should have stood, but she made that moment about herself."
He's grieving two parents at once.
I know, and I caused that second grief.
What else did he write?
I kept hearing her voice even when I tried to focus on my vows. It echoed louder than the music.
He's still reliving it.
I wanted to believe she came out of love, but it felt like she came to prove something, like I was still hers.
That's the part you never saw. You treated him like a possession, not a person.
He ended the letter with, "I love her, but I don't know how to love her safely."
That's what he said to me too. Last night, word for word.
Then there's no hope.
That's not what that means.
He doesn't feel safe with me. That's the end of it.
Or the beginning, if you let it be.
How do you love someone from a distance? How do you show you're changing when you're not allowed to be near?
You show up differently, even from far away.
I want to be the kind of mother he can breathe around.
Then stop clinging. Start trusting. And stop writing letters you hope will win him back.
I wasn't trying to win him back. I was trying to explain myself.
Explaining isn't healing, it's justifying.
So I say nothing.
You say what matters. Once. Clearly. Then you leave the door open. No knocking, no banging, just an open space.
I keep replaying the moment he looked out into the guests and saw me. The flicker in his eyes, like betrayal and sadness collided.
He told me he thought it was a hallucination, that his brain was playing tricks.
And then he realized it was real, that I really came anyway.
And in that moment, he lost trust in the one person he thought would never hijack his joy.
I would give anything to go back and stop myself.
But you can't. All you can do is stop being the person who would do it again.
I won't, ever again. That version of me died that day.
Don't kill her. Understand her. so you don't become her again.
I think I need to grieve her too, the mother I thought I was.
Good, because grieving her might be the only way you meet the version you need to be now.
I wish you had been my daughter in a different world. Maybe then we could have started from peace, not war.
Then stop making this world worse. Help it heal.
I don't know how to exist in his life as a background figure.
Then learn. Because for now, background is all you get.
Can I still send him small things? Cards? A photo from when he was 5? Something gentle?
If it's truly for him and not to trigger a reply, maybe? But don't expect anything back.
I won't. I just want to remind him of a time when he felt safe with me.
Start by making sure he feels safe even when you're silent. That's how trust begins again.
Okay, I'll start from there. From quiet. From presence, not pressure.
Good. It's a better path than the one you were walking.
Thank you for not slamming the door on me completely.
I wanted to. More than once. But Michael's heart is soft, and I love him enough to try.
Then maybe there's hope after all. I left something in your mailbox. No card, no message. Just something from the past.
I know, we saw it.
Did he open it?
He stared at it for a long time. Didn't touch it. Just stared.
It was his drawing from 2nd grade, the one he gave Paul the day he learned to spell Dad right.
I recognized it. The colors are faded, but the handwriting is still there.
I've had it folded in my wallet for over 20 years. I wanted him to have it back.
Why now?
Because it was the last time love in our family felt simple.
You're not wrong. But maybe love was never simple. Maybe you just didn't notice the cracks back then.
I was too busy being everything. Mother, father, shield, guide.
And judge, jury, warden.
I know. I see it now. I didn't raise a man. I forged a mirror of my fear.
He's no mirror. He broke the mold.
Because of you. He's lighter with you, softer, more honest. I see it even when I'm not invited to.
That's the version he built when he was finally free.
Do you think he hates me, truly?
I think he's afraid that if he forgives you, he'll get pulled back into the gravity of guilt.
So forgiveness is dangerous for him.
Right now, yes. It feels like surrendering the boundaries he fought so hard to create.
I don't want him to surrender anything, just not erase me.
You erased yourself. We just stopped redrawing you.
That's a sharp truth, but fair.
He placed the drawing on the mantel. Didn't say a word, but he placed it with care.
Then maybe that's a beginning.
Or a bookmark. Not a start. Not an end. Just a moment held.
I'll take that.
Don't make it more than it is.
I won't. But it's the first time in weeks I've exhaled without shaking.
You need to understand something.
What is it?
He's healing without you. And you don't get to rush in and claim that process.
I'm not trying to claim anything, just hoping to be part of the picture one day, even if I'm just in the background.
He said something last night. Quietly, almost to himself.
Tell me, please.
He said, "It's strange how someone can give you life and still take pieces of it away."
I think I felt that sentence like a bruise.
Good. Because that bruise is truth.
If he never speaks to me again, I'll understand, but I'll never stop hoping.
Hoping is fine. Expecting is not.
I expect nothing, just trying to practice humility now.
A little late, but maybe not too late.
I miss the sound of his feet coming down the stairs, the way he used to hum while brushing his teeth. It's so stupid, but it plays in my head.
It's not stupid. It's memory. It's what lingers when presence fades.
Do you think he misses me too?
I think he misses the version of you that didn't weaponize love.
That version died with Paul.
Then bring her back, or someone better.
I'm trying.
Then stop saying it. Start proving it.
How do you prove something when you're not allowed near the person you hurt?
By not making it about your need for absolution. Make it about his right to heal.
Then I'll stay silent. I'll send nothing else. No reminders, no tokens, just space.
He'll feel that more than anything you could ever buy or write.
I wish this was easier.
It's not supposed to be. That's the point. If it were easy, you wouldn't learn anything.
I feel like I'm mourning someone who's still alive.
Now you know how he felt.
You're a lot tougher than I thought.
Life made me that way. People like you made me that way.
I'm sorry, not just for what I did, for who I was.
Then don't be her anymore. That's all we ask.
Will you tell him I'm done reaching, that I'm just listening now?
If he asks, I will. But don't make that the reason you're doing it.
I'm not, I swear. For once, this is just for him.
Good. Then let that be enough.
I haven't written in 3 days. That's progress for me.
I noticed. It's been peaceful.
Not easy, but necessary. I've been sitting in silence a lot, just sitting, letting it ache.
That's part of the work, letting the ache breathe.
I keep thinking about a moment when he was 11. He got into a fight at school and came home crying. He thought I'd scream at him, but I didn't. I just sat beside him, quiet, present.
Sounds like the best version of you.
I want to be her again, the woman who knew when words weren't needed.
Then maybe you're getting there.
Today would have been Paul's birthday.
I know. Michael lit a candle this morning. He didn't say a word.
That breaks me and heals me at the same time.
He's quieter these days, but I think there's less weight in his eyes.
That's good. He deserves lightness. You both do.
He asked me something last night.
About me?
Yes. He asked what I thought you were doing right now.
What did you say?
I said, hopefully not texting me.
Touché.
Then he smiled. Just a little. But it was real.
I miss that smile more than I miss anything in this world.
He didn't say much after that. But when he went upstairs, he left something on the table.
What was it?
A photo. You and him. At a pumpkin patch. He's 5. You're holding him like he's the only thing keeping you upright.
That was the day Paul got his diagnosis. I smiled through the whole thing, but inside I was falling.
I think Michael remembers the strength, not the fear.
He always saw the good in me, even when I didn't earn it.
That might be changing now. He's starting to see the whole of you, not just the parts you curated.
I want him to see the messy parts too, the broken, jagged ones.
Then stop trying to polish them. Let them stay ugly. That's where the real work lives.
I haven't told anyone this, but I've started therapy.
Good. I hope you're doing it for you, not for the reward of a reunion.
I'm doing it because I don't want to be a danger to the people I love ever again.
That's a start, but don't expect applause. Not yet.
I'm not. Honestly, I expected silence.
You might get silence for a while longer. He's still figuring out what forgiveness feels like.
I'm not asking for forgiveness anymore, just peace, a version of it, even if I'm not in the center.
You're definitely not in the center, but maybe, just maybe, you're not exiled either.
Is there a word for that?
Not quite family, not quite gone. Maybe a shadow with warm edges.
That's poetic and painful.
Welcome to growth.
Will you tell him I'm proud of him? That I see how much he's grown without me and I admire it?
He knows. He said something this morning.
What?
Tell her I kept the drawing and the photo and that I haven't thrown them away.
He kept them?
Yes. That's the closest thing to a hug you're going to get right now.
Then I'll treasure it like one.
Just don't smother it. Let it breathe. Let him breathe.
I will, I promise.
He's not ready to talk to you. But he's not cutting you off. That's the space you're in now. Don't ruin it.
I won't. If this is all I ever get, this in-between place, I'll make it sacred.
That's what he needs to hear. But not from your mouth. From your actions.
Understood. I'll stay here. Still, present, silent.
Good. Because silence, when chosen instead of forced, becomes strength.
You've taught me so much. You didn't have to, but you did.
I didn't do it for you. I did it for him. And maybe a little for the future version of you that deserves to exist.
Then I'll keep becoming her, even if no one sees it yet.
Someone will, someday. Maybe even Michael.
I'll wait, and while I wait, I'll change. That's the only thing I can control now. I need to tell you something, but only if you promise not to read into it.
No promises, but I'll listen.
There was a package at my door this morning. No note, no return label, just a small box.
What was inside?
A jar of apple butter, homemade, the kind I used to make when Michael was little.
Did you tell anyone you missed it?
Number I haven't mentioned that to anyone in years, and no one else knows I used to make it that way, only him.
So you think it was from him?
I know it was. He found the recipe card in one of Paul's old notebooks. I left it there when I packed up the garage.
How do you feel?
Like my chest cracked open and something warm came out, but also like I need to be very careful not to ruin this.
That second part? That's growth.
I put the jar on the windowsill. I haven't opened it. I won't, not yet. It's not about eating it. It's about what it means.
What do you think it means?
That he's not ready to speak. But he remembers. He remembers a time when I gave him love in ways that didn't hurt.
That sounds right.
Should I acknowledge it? Text him? Just say thank you?
Number.
Even a small message?
Number. Because this wasn't a gift. It was a signal. If you answer it like a reward, it dies.
That's hard.
I know. But this isn't a moment for comfort. It's a moment for restraint.
I'm learning that love sometimes means saying nothing, just noticing.
Exactly. That jar on your windowsill says more than any reply ever could.
I almost cried when I held it because it felt like memory and forgiveness wrapped in glass.
But it's not forgiveness. Not yet. It's something else. A thread. Fragile. Not to be pulled.
I won't touch it, not metaphorically anyway.
Good. Then maybe this thread stays intact.
Do you think this is the beginning of him letting me in again?
It's the beginning of him seeing you differently. That's more important.
He's never had the space to see me clearly, not without the noise I brought with me.
Now he does. And the more quiet you give, the more real that picture becomes.
I want him to see the version of me that's changing, not the one who barged into his wedding.
Then keep going. Quietly. Consistently. No more theatrics. No more, look at me.
I've been cooking again, not for anyone, just for myself. Meals with flavor, color, things that make the house smell like joy.
That matters more than you think. Because a healed home speaks louder than an apology.
Sometimes I set 2 plates out of habit. One for me, one for the version of him I wish was still here.
That's grief. But it's also hope.
I'm scared that hope will kill me.
Number expectations kill. Hope sustains if you hold it gently.
I hope one day he comes back through my door, even if it's just for a cup of tea.
Then build a life that can receive him, not one that waits in darkness.
I've started sleeping again. Not well, but better. The kind of sleep that doesn't feel like punishment.
That means your body's finally letting go of some shame. Not all, but enough.
Do you ever think we could have been friends in another life?
Maybe, if you hadn't met me with fear instead of curiosity.
It was never about you. It was about me losing my son, or thinking I was.
And yet in trying to keep him, you drove him away.
I know, and I'll spend every day proving I've learned that.
Not proving. Just living. Living like someone who finally understands.
I'm going to frame the recipe card, not as a shrine, but as a reminder of who I was and who I can still be.
That's the most beautiful thing you've said so far.
Then maybe I'm finally saying the right things by saying less.
Exactly.
Thank you for being the mirror I couldn't find in my own house.
I wasn't your mirror, I was your consequence.
Then thank you for staying when you could have slammed the door.
I stayed for him, but I spoke for both of us, because I know how deep this wound runs.
Then maybe, just maybe, we're not completely broken, just reshaped.
That's the most we can ask for. Not restoration, but transformation.
I'll sit with that. I'll carry it, quietly, with grace.
Do that, and someday maybe he'll knock on your door, with more than just a jar.
He wrote to me.
I know, he showed me.
I don't even know what to feel. It's not what I expected.
What did you expect?
I thought maybe he'd say, I forgive you, or I'm ready, but he didn't.
Number he said something harder.
I see you trying, but I'm still not ready to let you all the way in.
That's more honest than silence.
He said he believes I've changed, but the wounds are still fresh, and reopening them just to test my progress would set us both back.
He's protecting both of you.
He said he's proud of me for starting therapy, that he hopes I keep going, that even if we never rebuild completely, it's worth it for me.
He's right.
He ended with, thank you for not chasing me anymore. That one sentence broke me.
Because he meant it.
I didn't realize how loud I'd been until I learned to be quiet.
And in that quiet, he finally found space to breathe.
I wrote back, just one line, no emotion, no plea.
What did you say?
I'll be here, however far you need me to stand.
That was the right thing.
I didn't send it to be poetic. I meant it. If he never steps closer again, I'll still root for him.
That's what love becomes when it grows up.
It took me 58 years to learn that.
You learned it now. That's what matters.
He didn't mention the wedding, not once.
Because dragging that wound back into the room wouldn't help either of you.
Do you think we'll ever talk about it?
Maybe. When it doesn't feel like fire anymore.
I keep thinking about how many years I wasted being afraid of losing him when I could have just loved him as he was.
Fear makes poor mothers, and poorer mothers-in-law.
I'm sorry I made your first year of marriage about me.
We survived it. That says something.
You've been better to me than I earned.
I wasn't trying to be good to you. I was trying to be good for Michael. And that meant telling you the truth. Over and over.
I hated you for that at first.
I know. But I didn't need you to like me. I needed you to stop hurting him.
I hope one day you'll see me not as the woman who showed up in white, but as the one who finally stepped aside.
If you keep stepping aside, maybe.
Do you believe people like me can really change? Not just apologize, change.
I think some do. But only when they stop needing witnesses.
Then I'll keep changing quietly, whether he looks or not.
That's the only way it counts.
He said he's starting to feel peace again. That made me cry harder than anything.
Because you didn't give him that peace. He found it in spite of you.
And that humbles me more than anything else ever has.
Good. Stay there. In that humility. That's where healing lives.
Do you think I'll ever see him again, face to face?
I don't know. But if you do, it won't be because you asked for it. It'll be because you earned it without asking.
I'll wait. I'll keep walking. No timeline, just steps.
That's all you can do, and all you should do.
I'm going to make a shelf, one item only, that jar, nothing else, not a shrine, just a still point.
That's beautiful. Quiet. Like him.
Thank you, Lindsay, for not giving up on him, and for not letting me destroy what I didn't understand.
I didn't do it for you, but I'm glad you were strong enough to survive it.
Strong enough now, not before.
Then don't forget how far you came. But don't stop walking either.
No more speeches, no more messages, just breath, space, grace.
He'll feel it, even if he never says a word.
That's enough for me now, truly.